Hello and welcome to Lights on LA. I'm your host, Louise GILL. This evening with me, I am truly honored to have our Assessor of LA County, Mr. Jeffrey Prang. Thank you for coming. Thank you for accepting my invitation and being here at 10 p.m. this evening.
Glad to be back. Thank you for inviting me.
I know that there is so much information that we are going to give to our viewers that is so essential to learn about what the Assessor's Office truly does and what the role of your position. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, first of all, the assessor is responsible for establishing the taxable value of all real estate and business personal property in the county. I am not the tax collector. You don't send your tax bill to me. That goes to the tax collector. Right. But my office, we're basically real estate appraisers. We're the largest agency of our type in the country. I have about 1,400 employees, a budget of about $200 million. And we have 7 offices throughout the county, and I'm responsible for establishing the value of 2.3 million real estate parcels and a total of 2.5 million real estate and business personal property parcels in the county, which is worth $1.4 trillion. Oh, wow. We call that the assessment roll. That's the value of the county. It generates $14 billion a year in property taxes, which is allocated to public schools, to cities, to county government and all the services that the county provides, as well as to special districts like library districts or water districts.
That is amazing. How can people, we're going to talk a little bit about exemptions, and
Sure.
if you don't mind, about homeowners. How can people save money on their property tax?
So when people think of the assessor, they generally think of their property tax, and they cringe a little bit because they think their taxes may go up if their assessments go up. But I'm also charged with managing a whole bunch of programs that were adopted by the voters to help people save money on their property taxes. The most important is the homeowner's exemption. Everybody who owns their home and live there as their primary residence qualifies for the homeowner's exemption. And it's not a huge savings, but it's what we'll do is we'll reduce your assessed value by $7,000 for tax purposes, which will save you about $70 a year on your property taxes. You only have to fill out the form once. You can do it online. It's super easy. You can even go on our website now to see if you currently have the homeowner's exemption. Just type in your address on our main page and look on the page where it says exemptions. If it says HOX, homeowner's exemption, you have it and you're all set. If HOX is not there, you don't have it, and you need to fill out that application. In LA County, almost 500,000 homeowners who qualify for the exemption don't take advantage of it. In the Glendale, Burbank, and Pasadena area, about a quarter of the homeowners don't take advantage of it, and that's about $1.2 million that taxpayers are missing in the cities of Glendale, Burbank, and Pasadena. So that's the easiest thing. If you own your house, find out whether you have the homeowner's exemption. You could call our office, you could go online, to get that information or to fill out the application, and it's easy, fast, and you'll save a little bit of money at the end of the year. There are other exemptions. One of them is there's what they call the parent-to-child exclusion. So let's say you bought your house in 1980 for $100,000, and now it's worth $800,000, and you want to give your property to your children when you pass. You can do that without having the property be reassessed. Normally, the law says when property changes hands, it has to be reassessed. But if you bought it at $100,000 and you're paying $1,000 a year in taxes, as opposed to $800,000 with $8,000 a year in taxes, it might be too much of a burden for your children. So the law says that you can give your base year value to your children, so that when you sign it over to them, or if you die and they inherit it, they will take your low base year value and tax base with them as well. There's also programs to help seniors. So let's say you're a senior, that same inexpensive house, but it's too big for you and you want to move to a smaller house. Maybe you want to move to Ventura County. Well, under the law, you can take your base year value to a new home as long as the home is of equal or lesser value than the one that you're selling, so that you can move and downsize, and you don't have to worry about having a big tax increase.
That is amazing. I'm going to go back to
Sure.
homeowners. If someone had just bought a house, what is the easiest way to apply?
The easiest way to apply is, well, hopefully you could ask the escrow officer if they could provide you an application, and they could just submit that as part of your closing documents. If they don't do that, you can go on our website, which is assessor.lacounty.gov, and you'll see there's a tab that says Lower My Taxes, and you could click on that link, and it will take you to all the programs that we support that will help you save money on your property taxes. And we list them all out. All the applications can be downloaded on that site. It's easy to find and on the splash page of our website. And if you have any questions, you can always call our phone number, which is 213-974-3211.
Just in case they would need it, I will
I hope I got that number right.
I will definitely check and post it.
But
That's not a problem. As far as the parent-to-child transfer, what other saving opportunities can property owners get?
So there are other programs. There's some programs for the disabled. There are some for disabled veterans. The parent-to-child transfer, there in some cases there's a similar one, but it's for grandparents to grandchildren. And probably an important one, maybe for even some people here in the Glendale area, deals with disaster relief. So if your
that's what we're
property,
going to talk about next.
right. So that's maybe we could just transition into that
Definitely.
if we finish these others. So if your property is damaged, if it's partially damaged or if it's completely damaged, the value of your property is obviously impacted because it's not usable. So we are required by law, the assessors are, to take into consideration that damage and lower your assessment accordingly. So we would lower it until the property is restored.
Right.
And we actually worked with other county departments. We had tables at the FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Authority, in the wake of the disasters to help people fill out the applications to get tax relief from damaged, fire damaged, flood damaged, earthquake damaged property.
And is there any property tax reduction or relief that they would be able, for those people that had the wildfires or the flooding?
Yes, absolutely. That's what we call it a misfortune and calamity. You could apply and
Through the website?
Through the website, and we will reduce your property value to account for the damage. So that will provide tax savings at the end of the year. And then as you restore it, we will restore the original base year. But once that's going to complete, until it's complete, then you'll enjoy the temporary tax savings.
You have been on for 4 years and you have done so much. What were some of the challenges that you faced?
Well,
I know this is a little bit off my subject, but if you don't mind me asking, because I know that you have done tremendous work.
We're a forward-looking department, and we like to focus on the future, but the truth is, when I took over the department, it was a troubled agency. My predecessor had been indicted and charged with corruption. Morale in the department was low. Public confidence had been shaken by this scandal. And we have worked very hard to restore public confidence, to invest in our organization to make it work better for our employees, for members of the public, and I think we've been very, very successful. We're investing tens of millions of dollars in upgrading our technology, which means that our employees will be more efficient, can do their jobs faster. It means for members of the public, when you call us, we can access data faster, answer your questions more quickly. But even more importantly, it's allowed us the opportunity to put more information on our website, on our open data site, for the public to access without having to call somebody, where they can search information about your property going back many years, all on your own. That is a huge investment in technology, which will hopefully be a template for other counties in California to upgrade their technology as well. Did you know when I took over this department, I told you earlier that we had 2.5 million parcels that we assessed. Well, when I took over the department, every one of those 2.5 million parcels was still associated with a paper file. So if you called about your property, somebody might have to go and dig around and find a paper file. Well, we digitized all those files, 100 million documents. It took us almost 2 years to complete that project. So now any employee who has access to a computer can access any one of those documents from any location. Because right now we're structurally we have regional offices around the county, and those paper files were kept in those regional offices. But now it almost doesn't matter because somebody in our Lancaster office can find information on our information in Long Beach, which was not the case before. So that's increased our efficiency dramatically.
And time.
And time.
We're going to take a short break and we will be right back.
Հիվանդությունը կանխելու եւ բուժելու լավագույն միջոցն ու գրավականը նրա մասին ճշգրիտ պատկեր ունենալն է։ Ժամանակակից տեխնոլոգիաներին համապատասխան նորագույն սարքավորումներով Glenox Imaging Professional ախտորոշման կենտրոնում վկայագրված մասնագետների կողմից կատարվում են X-ray, bone density, CAT scan, ultrasound, MRI հետազոտությունները։ Քննության պատասխանները փոխանցվում են բժիշկին հաջորդ իսկ օրը։ Կենտրոնում ընդունվում են բոլոր ապահովագրությունները, հիվանդներին տրամադրվում է անվճար փոխադրամիջոց։ Glenox Imaging Professionals լիարժեք հետազոտում, ստույգ պատկեր։
Universal Travel and Tours ճամփորդական այս հզոր հաստատությունը կատարում է վիզաների ձևակերպում եւ առաջարկում է հարմարավետ շրջագայություն աշխարհի ցանկացած ուղղությամբ։ Հավայի, Մեքսիկո, նավային շրջագայություն, հանիմունի փակեջներ եւ այլն։ Իսկ Հայաստան մեկնողների համար հատուկ զեղչեր։ Ձեր տրամադրության տակ են վարձով տրվող մեքենաներ, առաջնակարգ հյուրանոցներ, առանձնատներ կամ կոտեջներ հայրենիքի գեղատեսիլ վայրերում։ Հաստատության կենտրոնները գտնվում են Գլենդելում, Հոլիվուդում, Նորթ Հոլիվուդում, Վեննայսում եւ Սակրամենտո քաղաքներում։ Universal Travel and Tours, լավագույններից լավագույնը։
Քորթ Ֆըրնիչերը ներկայացնում է իտալական կահույքի նոր բերված տեսականին։ Կաշվե բազմոցների հիանալի ընտրություն, ճաշասենյակի եւ ննջարանի բարձրաճաշակ կահույք ամենահարմար արժեքներով։ Քորթ Ֆըրնիչերը հիանալի պայմաններով կահույք գնելու ամենամեծ վաճառակենտրոնն է երկու հասցեներով։
Նրանք, ովքեր կշեշտեն ABC հեռուստաընկերության անունը, ապա մինչև փետրվարի վերջը մատրասների գնման դեպքում կստանան 20% զեղչ։
Համեցեք Court Furniture, այստեղ կարող եք գտնել ձեր տան և բիզնեսի համար կահույք, անհամեմատելի գներով, Court Furniture։
Tower Pharmacy դեղատունը համարվում է լավագույններից մեկը, քանի որ սպասարկումը դրված է բարձր մակարդակի վրա։ Գրանցվելով Tower Pharmacy դուք հեռու եք մնում բոլոր տեսակ ուշացումներից, դեղերի պակասություններից եւ ամենակարևորը ժամանակի աննպատակ կորուստից։ Ձեր դեղերը ճիշտ ժամանակին կլինեն ձեր տանը։ Գրանցվելով Tower Pharmacy դուք կլինեք անհոգ եւ առողջ։ Դե ուրեմն ապրեք առողջ։ Tower Pharmacy մենք գտնում ենք Glenox եւ Verdugo փողոցների հատման կետում։
Արդյոք դուք հոգնել եք դրսից ջուր գնելուց եւ արդյոք դժվարանում եք կրել ջրի ծանր տարաները։ Gold ջուր ընկերությունը տեղադրելով ջրի ֆիլտրեր ձեր բնակարանում եւ 99%-ով վերացնելով ջրի բակտերիաները, խոստանում է, որ դուք կունենաք զտված, մաքուր խմելու ջուր։ Անվճար տեղադրում, 9 ամիս օգտագործելուց հետո նոր ֆիլտրերի անվճար տեղադրում եւ իհարկե բարձրակարգ սպասարկում, վճարելով ամսական ընդամենը $19.95։ Զանգահարեք 818 601 1145։ Gold ջուր։
Արգադի հետևանքով, երբ լուրջ ցավեր ունիք, խրադս այն է, որ շտապ հիվանդանոց երթաք։ Այո, մենք հայերս լոգուն ասք ենք, բայց մեր իրավունքներն չհրաժարինք։ Ձեր իրավունքները խստորեն, ագրեսիվլի պաշտպանելու համար դիմեցեք մեր փաստաբանական գրասենյակը։ Մենք կպաշտպանենք ձեր իրավունքները։ Ես Հակոբ Չոփորյանն եմ։
Հակոբ Չոփուրյանի փաստաբանական գրասենյակ 818 244 47 47
Բժիշկ ուրոլոգ Արմեն Պողոսյանը համայնքում ճանաչված բժիշկ Շահեն Պողոսյանի որդին ավարտել է Բոստոնի բժշկական համալսարանը եւ ունի միզաբանության հիվանդությունների բուժման մեծ փորձ։ Վերջին 7 տարիներին աշխատելով եւ ձեռք բերելով մասնագիտական որակավորում, այժմ սեփական կլինիկայում Պողոսյաններն առաջարկում են բարձրակարգ ծառայություններ միզաբանության հիվանդությունների ախտորոշման կանխարգելման եւ բուժման բնագավառում։ Միզաքարային եւ միզասեռական համակարգի հիվանդություններ, պրոստատ, կանացի միզաթուլություն, տղամարդկանց անպտղություն եւ այլն։ Կիրառվում են բուժման վիրահատական եւ թերապևտիկ մեթոդներ։ Կլինիկան գտնվում է Գլենդել քաղաքում։ Հասցեն 1030 South Glendale Avenue, Suite 401։ Ժամադրության համար հեռաձայնեք 818 507 4340 հեռախոսահամարով։
Հիվանդությունը կանխելու եւ բուժելու լավագույն միջոցն ու գրավականը նրա մասին ճշգրիտ պատկեր ունենալն է։ Ժամանակակից տեխնոլոգիաներին համապատասխան նորագույն սարքավորումներով Glenox Imaging Professionals ախտորոշման կենտրոնում վկայագրված մասնագետների կողմից կատարվում են X-ray, bone density, CAT scan, ultrasound, MRI հետազոտությունները։ Քննության պատասխանները փոխանցվում են բժիշկին հաջորդ իսկ օրը։ Կենտրոնում ընդունվում են բոլոր ապահովագրությունները, հիվանդներին տրամադրվում է անվճար փոխադրամիջոց։ Glenox Imaging Professionals լիարժեք հետազոտում, ստույգ պատկեր։
Բրբանկում գտնվող նորաբաց Արի մարքետը ձեզ է ներկայացնում ամենավորակյալ ապրանքները։ Այստեղ կարող եք գտնել ամենաթարմ հացաբուրկեղենի տեսակներ, զանազան ըմպելիքներ, պահածոներ, երշիկներ, կատնամթերքներ եւ իհարկե այլ թարմ ուտելիքների տեսականի։ Բանջարեղենի լայն տեսականի կգոհացնի բոլոր հաճախորդներին, անգամ ամենակմահաճներին։ Մեր ցանկությունն է ձեզ ներկայացնել ամենավորակյալը եւ բարձրակարգը, որpիսի միշտ վայելեք միայն թարմը եւ իհարկե մատչելին։
Սիրելի հայրենակիցներ, հրավիրում ենք ձեզ մասնակցել Արցախի ազատագրման 30-ամյակի տոնախմբությանը։ Գլենդելի Վերդուգո պարկում Կիրակի մարտի 18-ին առավոտյան ժամը 11-ից մինչև երեկոյան ժամը 6-ը։ Մեր տոնախմբությունը կխանդավառեն իրենց մասնակցությամբ համայնքի սիրված եւ հանրահայտ արվեստագետներ։ Տոնախմբության հատուկ հյուրն է Արցախի թեմի առաջնորդ Պարքև arczepiskopos Martirosyan-ը։ Սպասում ենք բոլորիդ։ Սա մեր հաղթանակն է։ Արցախը Հայաստան է։
Հայկազունյաց դպրոցն իր դռներն է բացել Թահանգայի հայաշատ համայնքի 2-ից 7 տարեկան երեխաների առջև։ Դպրոցին կից նորաբաց մանկապարտեզում մեր հմուտ մասնագետները կհոգան ձեր փոքրիկի զարգացման, ապահովության եւ ուրախ ժամանցի մասին։ Մանկապարտեզն աշխատում է նոր ծրագրով, ուսուցանելով անգլերեն, հայերեն, երաժշտություն, 4 անգամյա սնունդ, խոսքի հմտության ձևավորում եւ զարգացում։ Հայկազունյաց մանկապարտեզ։ Վստահեք մեզ ձեր կյանքի ամենաթանկ էակներին։
And we are back with the Assessor of Los Angeles County, Jeffrey Prang. Let's talk a little bit about the real estate trends in the 7 consecutive years. Can we talk a little bit about that?
So, LA County's property values are holding very strong, and they've been growing steadily for the last 7 years, post the recession that we all experienced in 2008, 2009, 2010. Right. Starting in 2011, property values started to go up. You may recall that actually starting in 2008 and 2009, property values in many cases throughout the county actually went down. Yeah. There were over 500,000 properties that were underwater. That means that people owed more than they paid for them. But we've had steady growth for 7 years. Last year, growth of all property in the county was just over 6%. It was about 5.5% the year before. And we're looking at, we're looking toward making our annual forecast in May. And I think that property values will continue to grow at a similar rate that they have the last 2 or 3 years. So if you own property in the county, your equity is going up.
Going up.
If you're looking to buy property in the county, it's a little bit more of a challenge. But the whole reason why we assess property in the county is because property taxes are the primary source of revenue that pays for things we all depend on. People always think about my office as they think about their tax bill. But what you really should think about is the role that I play is, I tell this to my employees. Before a teacher walks into a classroom, before a patrol car rolls to an emergency, before the city lays down new asphalt to fix your streets, it has to be paid for. And it's paid for primarily through property taxes. And so when you're paying your property taxes, you can actually see the fruits of that labor. So with our property values going up, that means Glendale, Pasadena, Burbank have more money to invest in public safety, in infrastructure, in parks, in libraries, in schools. So we anticipate, I'm anticipating at least for the next year, that values will remain steady, that we'll have steady growth. Hard to tell what will happen in the future, though. But thus far, it's been a good few years for property owners in LA County.
How about the real estate agents working with the assessor's office?
So realtors are one of the biggest stakeholders that work with our office. You know, they need information to inform their clients. Right. They need information to make sure that they're well educated on what the rules and the laws are. And we try to provide a lot of information to help them educate themselves and educate their clients. So one of the innovations that I've brought to the office is we've put a section on our website called Tools for Real Estate Professionals. And realtors might be confused about about trust. People will ask them, how does a trust work? And trusts get a lot of people in trouble because if you don't do it right, you'll be reassessed. We could usually untangle it, but it might cost you money and take time. Right. So we put information that a realtor could go on and learn a little bit more about their trade. So when they're talking to clients, they can be informed. But we also give them information that we're hoping they'll help us. Frankly, I'm hoping to piggyback on their marketing efforts. We give them information like we discussed about the homeowner's exemption. Right. And we put information on there and say, please copy and paste this into your own emails, your own mailers. Give it to your clients to let them know that you're on top of things in the market. And so we want them to help us spread information that people who are purchasing homes or have just purchased a home will want to know about to save money and to make their home ownership a more enjoyable experience. So if there's any realtors watching at home, I encourage you to go to our website and look at the tab that says Tools for Real Estate Professionals and take advantage of some of the information that we're sharing.
Well, this is the main reason why I have this show, is because I want the information from the right source, and that's why I wanted people to know exactly what the assessor's office does,
Surely.
As well as know exactly how much change you brought and how much dedication and hard work in your 4 years and how you implemented all these new things.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the new federal tax plan. How would that affect the property values?
So it's been very controversial. We all watched the news and watched the president put forward his tax proposal, and there's a lot of speculation about how that's going to impact the country and some states in particular, New York, California, may be particularly adversely affected. So it's difficult to say right now. We simply don't have enough information, but here's one of the challenges. So the new federal tax plan reduces the amount that homeowners or property owners can deduct mortgage and interest deductions on their taxes. Mm-hmm. The inability to deduct state income taxes. What I believe is going to how it's going to impact property owners in California is that it will make property more expensive, where you used to get when you used to be able to pay more money because you knew at the end of the year with all the deductions that you would get a little bit of that back. Now, if you're not going to get that back, that will probably impact the amount that you're willing to pay for property. Now, I don't believe it's necessarily going to decrease property values, but I think it will slow the growth in property values. People are going to be a little bit more reticent about spending up to their limit because the cost of owning property will be increased because of the reduction of these deductions. So, and I don't have a crystal ball. I can't say that's what's going to happen, but those are usually causal effects. As property becomes more expensive, it impacts the prices that people are willing to pay. So we'll be monitoring that very closely as this tax bill goes into effect to see if it is going to have an impact on values. If it does have an impact on values, it will have a commensurate impact on local government revenues.
We're going to talk a little bit about your awards. I know you're very modest and you did not want me to say this part, but I know that you have received numerous accommodations, recommendations, recognitions. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Well, when I was when I took, again, I don't want to keep harping on the past, but when I took over the department, morale was at a low point, public confidence was at a low point, and I wanted to, we pursued a very aggressive agenda to turn around the department.
And you did.
And I wanted to make certain that everybody felt good that we had accomplished those goals. And one of the things that was really important for me, for the people in our department, was we were granted an award by an organization called the International Association of Assessing Officers. That's the industry trade group for government appraisal agencies.
Oh, nice.
And they awarded us what they call the Certificate of Excellence in Assessment Administration. It is the highest award that could be granted to a government appraisal agency. We're the only California county to ever receive this, and are one of only 39 jurisdictions out of 13,000 in the country to receive this award. So it was we pursued this. It took a number of months to fill out the application. They do a very intense review of our policies and practices. And to get this award was no small feat, and it really is a testament to the men and the women, the professionals of the Los Angeles County Office of the Assessor. And people can really feel confident that this department is doing its job with integrity, efficiency, and serving the public the best that we can.
Well, on behalf of the viewers and our Los Angeles County communities, we would like to say thank you. Congratulations for a very well job done, and thank you for being on my show and educating our viewers about what the Assessor's Office does and what role they play and how important it is today.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for watching Lights on LA. Good night.